Hey guys, Brennan Mejia here, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers Dino Charge. So Watchmojo did a top 20 Power Rangers seasons video, so I'm gonna react to it and see if I agree with them, and also more importantly, see if Dino Charge made the list. Let's watch.
Welcome to Watchmojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Power Rangers series.
And Claire, and Keeper.
Yes, I suppose it is cool.
For this
It is cool. All right, I'm gonna guess that I do make the list on account that they just showed me. Unless they're like, just kidding, fake out.
Which team had the best Power Rangers theme song? Morph into the comments and let us know.
Well, we know, it was Dino
Number
Charge.
20, Dino Fury. Stop us if you've heard this one before. A group of teenagers with attitude are granted dinosaur-inspired suits to combat an alien threat to Earth.
I have heard that.
While the series treads familiar territory, the storyline gets points for how well it ties its dino motif into the series narrative. Dino Fury also offers a genuinely intimidating villain in Void Knight. Additionally, this team broke new ground by having the first openly LGBTQ+ Ranger to be seen on television.
I'll be fine. I've read all the materials. I'll reread them tonight, and in the morning I'll read them.
It was incredible to see that the series could still keep things fresh after nearly 30 seasons. And with time, it may rise through the ranks as one of the fanbase's favorite series. Dino Fury's great plot and bold risks proved that the franchise was far from extinct.
So, I don't know if I agree with Dino Fury being number 20, but again, I'm not fresh with every single season in my brain. Like, I didn't just watch, a month's worth of Power Rangers yesterday. My point being is I haven't seen every single episode of Power Rangers. I'm glad they made the list of top 20, but I think I might have put them up further on that list from some of the other seasons I'm aware of, but let's see what else they say about other seasons before we get too far into it.
Number 19, Operation Overdrive. It's a good sign for a Power Rangers series when the morphing sequences and kaiju-sized swords don't feel like the main draw. The Overdrive season shook up the classic formula by incorporating ancient artifacts, globe-trotting adventures, and literal androids.
Did something happen to me? Yeah.
So for Operation Overdrive, at this last Power Morphicon, which is the biggest Power Rangers themed convention in the world, as far as I'm aware, I did a Red Ranger panel, and the Red Ranger actor who played the Operation Overdrive Ranger was there. And I recall someone was asking us questions, and he actually didn't know that he was going to be an android until it was around the time of filming, if I recall correctly, for that episode. So I think he didn't like it at first, and then it was actually a cool thing, but he thought he was human too, just like his character, which is pretty trippy for the writers to throw such a curveball when you're playing, 40 episodes thinking your character is human and then going, by the way, your character's an android, and by the way, your character didn't even know your character was an android. So that brings some legitimate, oh my gosh, to the portrayal, I imagine, right? Pretty cool.
Number 18, Super Mega Force. As the franchise reached its milestone 20th year anniversary, the Mega Force team got a major upgrade that allowed them to attain the powers and suits of all the prior Rangers.
You will gain access to Legendary Mode, where you can tap into the special powers of all the Rangers that preceded you.
Admittedly, the individuality of the season was lost a little in the midst of this cool concept. But there's no denying that we fans still got some epic and nostalgia-fueled fan service throughout. The final battle in particular was a series highlight. While Super Mega Force wouldn't work as well without the foundation of the fantastic seasons that came before, it's still a grand celebration of Ranger history. Any series that lets us see legendary Rangers like Tommy suit up again is worth giving a shot.
I don't know if I would put Megaforce ahead of Dino Fury. Operation Overdrive, I don't remember a lot of the series to say where I would rank that one in the top 20 at all. But Megaforce, yes, I know the storyline got convoluted for many reasons and things. But I enjoy the cast, and they're very beautiful people. Very pretty cast to look at. I never auditioned for Megaforce, but I get along with the cast members. And the legendary battle thing, super cool. I'm slightly bummed that Dino Charge happened after the fact because I would have liked to have been part of that team up. But alas, we weren't out yet. We were to follow.
Number 17, Super Samurai. The Super Samurai follow-up took established characters and storylines and added one heck of a twist. And new Ranger outfits, of course.
Color-coded target practice!
Color-coded target practice. Interesting, I thought they would have lumped, so right now they say Power Ranger Samurai, but then they said Super Samurai in the voiceover of this narration. So are they ranking supers as separate from their standards? That's confusing. I auditioned for Samurai for the Gold Ranger Antonio, actually. Did not get it, obviously, but it's kind of fun to go back and watch something and seeing like, well, okay, it's a case in point in acting. There's a lot of people who tell you like, you don't get a role. One, maybe because you just weren't good enough. Okay, yes, that is a thing. Sometimes someone's better than you and it is what it is, and you take that as constructive criticism and you work on your craft. Two, sometimes you don't get it though just because it made more sense with someone else, maybe their personality, maybe the chemistry between them and other characters, maybe height differences, or maybe they don't want a whole cast of the same demographic because they like to be ethnically diverse, whatever. But obviously because I did get cast in Power Rangers later on, it kind of just shows that it's not that I wasn't good enough, it just wasn't the right fit.
All the fun and flashy upgrades balanced the darker tone of the story as it neared its endgame. One of the real turning points of the season came when Red Ranger Jaden gave up his morpher to the heroic Lauren. While she was an instant standout, she came in a little late to really get the shine she deserved.
You all need to follow Lauren now. She's the new Red Ranger and your leader.
But the story never stopped being sharp and fun. Thanks to a surprising cast shakeup and heavy focus on plot, the final stretch of this series became worthy of the super moniker. Number 16, Samurai.
Okay, so they are separating supers from the just non-super version. Okay, that's more confusing because there really are, 30 seasons-ish. I need to rewatch Samurai because the parts I remember, I don't know, maybe it was because I didn't book it and at the time I watched it, I was jaded that I wasn't booked in it. So maybe I just gave negative feelings to my experience watching it before I was cast. But I need to watch it now and be like, do I actually enjoy the storyline? Because the episodes I saw, I recalled I didn't enjoy them that much, but it could have just been my jaded attitude at the time. So I should give it another go and be like, it's actually good. I don't hear fans saying they dislike Samurai. It's just my own brain not remembering. So one of these days, got to go back and rewatch.
Samurai Ranger, ready! Rangers together! Samurai forever!
Everything from the aesthetics to the weapons made it feel unique. And while there was certainly a main story, it wasn't afraid to take a few detours and focus on self-contained stories. Since the characters were less sure of themselves, it was compelling to see all of the teens on the team grow as they trained to be worthy of their historic lineage. The season also has the distinction of being the first English series that was filmed in high definition.
Y'all ain't so hot cause you all take up no mojo.
There's nothing we can do! What's this monster made of?
Mostly red fur. I'll give you one fur.
This allowed the engaging Samurai series to have the added bonus of finally giving fans an HD morphing sequence. Number 15,
there we
Dino
are.
Charge. In exchange for relying on a prehistoric theme yet again, Dino Charge gave fans awesome suit designs, interesting lore, and a great Ranger lineup. The new teen team was incredibly endearing and fresh. While the season introduced down-to-earth characters like the driven Pink Ranger Shelby, it also had far-fetched characters like a 100,000-year-old caveman as a part of the crew.
Yoshi!
This duo joined their team in a plot that incorporated multiple time-displaced characters and explained the extinction of the dinosaurs. Between the strong writing and excellent cast chemistry, it was thrilling to watch this team fight evil. All of their personalities managed to shine brighter than their sleek and colorful suits. Number 14,
Oh.
Dino Supercharge.
That's interesting that they put, okay, well I guess we found out where I was. Back to back.
To the delight of many fans, Dino Supercharge managed to improve upon its predecessor. The same charming team returned and added some great new Rangers to their dynamic.
Let's finish this as a team! Combine! Together!
Together!
T-Rex Supercharge!
An expanded lineup was definitely needed to face memorable villains like the Duel, Heckle, and Snide. Fortunately, the new adversaries and allies don't get in the way of the impressive character development.
Dad! Yay!
It's a testament to the writing that the series managed to balance 10 whole Rangers with distinct personalities and motivations without it feeling too crowded. And the story builds up to one of the most satisfying season conclusions yet. Who knew elements like dinosaurs, superheroes, and a caveman would work so well together?
This is where your family lived?
100,000 years ago.
I actually like Dino Charge better than Dino Supercharge. Obviously, I love the Battleizer team up, the Carnival mode, or whatever you want to call it, Dino Supercharge mode. But I felt like Dino Charge, when we were still looking for all of the Energems, and we hadn't found them all yet, or my dad, which also is linked to the Aqua Energem, just had more of that like adventure spirit. And then once we get all the Energems, it's more like monster of the week until we can defeat them, I felt, versus the underlying adventure. It's like we beat all the side quests and now we just have to do the main story mode in a video game, but you're like, I don't know, the side quests were more fun almost in a way. Maybe I need to rewatch my own season 2, because there were episodes in Dino Supercharge that I enjoyed, but I recall overall just my gut feeling enjoying the scripts more of Dino Charge straight up. But it was fun. The more powers we got, the more we got to flesh out our characters, because in the beginning, like, we didn't know where the writing was going to go with our characters. And then as we continued on with Power Rangers, we really got to grow with our characters. Our writing team started writing, kind of catering to how we portray the characters, versus before it's like we're trying to keep up with who they've created for the character, and now we are the character. So then we could ask like, hey, do you mind if I say this line instead? Because we now know the character almost better in a sense, because we're living them every day, not just in someone's mind, but physically portraying them. I feel like we should have been a little higher up, but I'm so glad we made the top 20. That's still pretty cool. But where do I rank all the Power Rangers seasons? To find out, watch this video.